I see all the trains, you see these whips, they coming in. Oh, they coming in, come for your head, they pulling in. Oh, now we'll fuck with you, we see right through, we get you in. Chomp, like the money flow, money make me taller. It's the lifestyle that you wanna follow. You can get lost, run, what's your problems? Get away from us, roll like losing dollars. Too much for me, they tell me. They tell me when you talk about me, they tell me. Shut up, bitch, don't tell me. Yeah, when we at the club, whole streets outside. Yeah, I hit the plug on the street outside. I was the richest fuck, wouldn't be alive. I don't know how, but like I had some loans on it, I pull up in that Maybach, got two tones on it. I put the bills on every deal, I put them yours on it. No one fucking that buck, but baby don't know them. Call on me, at the Maybach, put it on me. Follow me, got you pushed down in the deep end. Follow me, even if you couldn't see shit. Yeah, slide on me and the family members, R.I.P. him. Lizzie Diamonds. Hold the Lambo, trick out the way. Today, now it's back my garage. Sellers, I got curves. Yeah, we got the motherfucking money, we pull them outside, we leave them embarrassed. Oh, we bad. I like the song, but why you stand? I just double fake, bitch. They ain't glare. I got double fake, bitch. I got double. How your fucking screens ain't playing? Yeah, you fake it. They tell me you too much for me, they tell me. They tell me when you talk about me, they tell me. Shut up, bitch, don't tell me. Yeah, when we at the club, whole streets outside. Yeah, I hit the plug on the street outside. I was the richest fuck, wouldn't be alive. I don't know how, but like I had some loans on it, I pull up in that Maybach, got two tones on it. I put the bills on every deal, I put them yours on it. No one fucking that buck, but baby don't know them. Call on me, at the Maybach, put it on me. Follow me, got you pushed down in the deep end. Follow me, even if you couldn't see shit. Yeah, slide on me and the family members, R.I.P. him. Lizzie Diamonds. Yeah, hold the Lambo, trick out the way. Today, now it's back my garage. Sellers, I got curves. Yeah, we got the motherfucking money, we pull them outside, we leave them embarrassed. Oh, we bad. I like the song, but why you stand? I just double fake, bitch. They ain't glare. I got double fake, bitch. I got double. How your fucking screens ain't playing? Yeah, you fake it. shipping that side, shipping that somebody farted. I ain't even gonna lie with the purse, they just be having me retarded. Yeah, my brother been still on the run and shit on our backs and target. No, I ain't talk about the store. No, I ain't talk about your home. No, I ain't worried about money. I know I was get more. Back in the day I broke. Yeah, little buddy get spit, he a joke. Yeah, I got a down ring that I put on my piggy, it's making me float. Yeah, I got crossed up in real life. Both your ankles broke. Yeah, I just woke up on one line. Perky had me float.
I see a drink, I can't decide. Fuck it, I'm taking that boat. I got that shit on me, don't try it unless you want it to float. No, I ain't talking about no boat. I got that girl on me, I don't do it for real, but I take it with hoes. I take at least a 20 piece on me when I'm hitting the road. Yeah, and if you don't fly with the birds, you basically breaking the code. Naked my wrist on froze. I know I don't cuddle with hoes. Yeah, I put that bitch in the back of a spaceship, she never been in a rose. I'm running for president so I can legalize drinking the whole world slow. I rockin' vitamins, speech impediment, but she still eat dick though. Oh, she told you she don't, then you probably not him. I'm ballin' so hard like a bitch, shooting above the rim. My nigga know on the shoot, if I was you, I wouldn't get close to them. Yeah, some of my niggas be crips, they tryna take off the brim. That mean they took off your head. Soon as I get my chain snatched, that be the day that I crash. I give this bitch a face mask, I'm hitting that bitch from the back. In the Billy been taking, I'm nothing, no. How the fuck you drop your flag?
Yeah, little buddy was sick, took all his bands. Bitch, I done got rich, yeah, with no advance. Yeah, all of these bad, yeah, all of these barbs. Yeah, all of these bad, yeah, all of these barbs. We just cotton up, we'll pull up the parts. I just be shipping that side, shipping that somebody farted. I ain't even gonna lie with the purse, they just be having me retarded. Yeah, my brother been still on the run and shit on our backs and target. No, I ain't talk about the store. No, I ain't talk about your home. No, I ain't worried about money. I know I was get more. Back in the day I broke. Yeah, little buddy get spit, he a joke. Yeah, I got a down ring that I put on my piggy, it's making me float. Yeah, I got crossed up in real life. Both your ankles broke. Yeah, I just woke up on one line. Perky had me float.
This is why I do my intermission, because of shit like that. Because niggas want to rush me. Because I gotta make sure everything is fucking good. While all of y'all talking shit, I will take everybody fucking mod. You didn't start because we rushed you. Yes, I did start because y'all rushed me. Niggas on my dick 5 minutes in. But fuck all that. I'm finna find a video to watch. What y'all niggas trying to watch, man? What y'all trying to do? Reddit? Grant, shut up, you artificial intelligence nigga. X videos. Alright. My bad. He wore a Looney Tunes shirt to meet a young girl. Y'all want me to start off with the Reddit? I'm finna piss off. No. Vinny and them about to piss me off. Cause why the fuck I was finna say. Cause why the fuck niggas disappear as soon as the mic start working and shit. No Futa comp. I'm finna check the Reddit right now. I still got the page. I'm not gonna lie, I can't see all messages. I gotta pull. Dan just fucking dies. They was playing last night. Hold on, I can't even see all messages. Okay, there we go. It's ready, you just ain't post. What you talking about? I ain't post. I mean, I'm not supposed to post nothing. Y'all supposed to post stuff. Besides if I'm like making an update or something. This shit got 251 visits though. Niggas need to join in the fucking Reddit. Buy a second monitor, you got money. I'm not gonna lie, second monitor is not fucking priority right now. Finna tweak me out. Alright. Y'all want me to just start watching these? I mean, these are 6 hours ago. Grant, stop rage baiting and be real for 1 second. Use some real fucking humor, nigga. It's not working. You buying BMD when you can buy it. Nigga, spell buy right first off. Priority me a 5-piece meal deal. What is a 5-piece meal deal finna do for you, Jillian? That shit finna hit a flip in your stomach and right out your ass. Let me see how this nigga Dan got fucking destroyed.
Oh, 160.
What the fuck?
Reloading!
Oh my god, that nigga got
Oh, 160.
that nigga got fucking blown up. I'm hungry, L streamer. I'm not gonna lie, call me L streamer again. I'll definitely ban you. I'm not even playing. Grant, you be the main nigga who say you not rage baiting and you rage baiting, bro. Stop lying. You do it to Vinny all the time, bro. I'm no witness. All right. Wait. Me after the gorilla decides the only way out is through my thick ass homeboy, and bro gets cracked while I watch. Is he beating his shit? Who in the group getting dead like that? And y'all want to ban me from the ring? My bad, Jillian. My bad.
Everywhere is going to love your invention.
Okay, this nigga Yuri is brain right.
Yes, my pussy's
No,
green.
because what is this? This nigga Yuri is brain rotted.
Cheese! Cheese, Robin! Robin! Time for cheese! Robin! Robin! It's time for the cheese, Robin! Robin!
Yuri just got gay shit. He definitely do, bro.
Oh, how did it get in there?
Oh, well, Daddy Pig.
I'm trying to get that daddy pig.
piece of bacon?
Bro, what is this nigga algorithm?
I'm Daddy Pig. I'm Daddy Pig.
Oh, look at these crackheads outside the plaza.
Oh my god! He gotta be dead.
High from the bunch. I got the egg.
Grant literally died.
Bread just like Jumanji.
This nigga Grant be sending videos and niggas literally dying, bro. Why are you sending fucking snuff tapes, Grant? What was this nigga even trying to do?
I get the bread just like Jumanji.
That shit looked like it hurt.
Ai, ai, como tomate com sal, né?
Is that sugar? Fucking ill, bro. Nigga, that be my pops in the morning. What the fuck? Sounds like Grant with the shitty booty That nigga was pissed.
Excuse me? You blink just like my old neighbor. Really? Yes, he vanished. He vanished. He did? Yeah, he just vanished. You have a great day, though.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Nigga, that shit would have me shit. No, he's sending fucking straight injury vids. Jillian, blink twice if Grant be doing this to you at home.
Superhuman! Ready to play! Oh my god! Oh my fucking god!
Not you time her out. Grant, why you time her out? No, bro. Let me free her, bro. Free her.
Damn, cuz.
What?
I can't be really
When
doing
you
this
and
shit.
your
Like, she
homie running
straight
that
wasn't
train.
playing.
Oh God, tell these niggas stop playing
My
with us.
daddy, you heard me. Oh, yeah, throw this shit.
All serious. This is just hypothetical. Jillian, this is not real life. Grant, stop timing her out. We gotta have her chatting on this part. But all hypotheticals, this is nothing real. If it was like me, you, Vinny, and we was all running a train, would you slap meats together with me? Like on some real shit, would you slap your meat together with me? I need to know. Like we gotta dap up with our slime. A meat 5? Yes, that's what I mean. A meat 5.
She back for my homeboy, bitch.
See, look, Vinny don't understand.
Oh,
This
yeah,
nigga
don't
instantly
run
said,
now.
"What the fuck, bro?" You know what? We
Bro,
running
you
a
supposed to be
train on
getting
that
head.
nigga.
Focus on head. I'm gonna focus on this.
All right, bro. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make sure she taking your shit.
Nigga, what? He said, "I'm just trying to make sure she taking your shit."
Say his name, girl. Say it, Lilo. No, Lilo.
Would y'all glaze the homie in a fucking train like this? You glazing or no? He said,
Bro,
"Bambi,
you
please."
being weird.
No, Vinny.
Now you see why I was faking.
I'm just saying, gang, you must got that good, because her legs was shaking, my daddy.
Bro, you just focus on that and I'm gonna focus on this. What's going on over here? Now let's switch.
I'm gonna try it out myself.
Girl, stop gagging on her. She ain't doing it right.
I miss you, baby.
Bro, what you mean?
This shit
You
gonna
said
get
she
me
not
mad.
doing it right like you know how to suck dick.
You right, cause your shit is kind of thick.
Ever since you went away.
This video is gonna get me banned. All right, this one. Oh, this the shit one that Jillian said. Okay, so we all caught up. I need more though. This all the new ones. Y'all gotta be sending when you on the IG, y'all, and you just really see some brain rot shit or just like some funny shit. Just send it all to the Reddit, bro. Grant phone died. Fuck, my boy phone died. Alright, YouTube it is. Honestly, don't know what I want to react to. Vinny, what should I react to? I got a job. Nigga can't be scrolling all day. Yes, you can. We all can doom scroll here and there. I ain't gonna lie. Doom scrolling is all I do at work. That's literally all I can do. Especially when I'm bored. Is this real? Fucking, they still updating this shit, Xenoverse, bro? They are. If that's a cutscene off, that's kind of crazy.
Dude. I'm pretty strong this time.
If a nigga could not get out of that, that's actually insane.
3, 2, 1. We're gonna show this.
So you only play Wanda, you said?
Yeah, why?
Are you, like, good with Wanda?
Of course.
Oh yeah, this is literally Benny.
Oh my god, bro. Oh hell.
This is literally Benny. They target ban that nigga. I ain't gonna lie, stop
So you only
stop
play
redeeming
Wanda,
them
you said?
push-ups. I'm scamming
Yeah, why?
today. Them boys not getting done.
Are you like good with Wanda?
I'm never wasting money on
Hey, like the way you chilling over here, looks like you're trying to get smoked or what, my boy?
Trying to get smoked? What you mean trying to get smoked?
I don't know, like the homie told me that.
Let me go to some scary shit. Ooh, dead meat? Why not? What y'all know about dead meat, bro? Vinzel, send him negative bits. L streamer, I'm leaving. He scammed me. Vinzel, send him negative bits. Give me $100, Jake. Fuck no. I'm not gonna lie, I love this movie. I gotta watch this kill count. Fuck out of here, nigga. I'm not watching this ad. This the method on the computer. Don't let these niggas figure it out, y'all. Block. There you go.
Attention, Count 9 shoppers. Have you been struggling to...
Let me go to the intro so niggas can see that peak intro. You know what I'm saying? $10 million is insanity.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies and show you how they were made. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at As Above, So Below, released in 2014. As Above, So Below is a found footage film that came out during the subgenre's peak. After paranormal activity, it felt like
Don't tell me it hit a blue screen. OBS didn't say it disconnected though. Why does my shit do that? Okay, there you go. This should be tweaking, bro.
Other 2010s horror movie was done in that style. As such, it was difficult for any one of them to stand out, but As Above managed to because of its setting. It takes place and was actually freaking filmed
Keep
in
speaking on a 10-minute intermission, and I'm gonna turn that bitch into a 30-minute intermission.
Beneath the city that are filled with the bones of 6 million dead folk. It was made and filled in the late 18th century, but nowadays functions as a tourist attraction.
Give me money.
Though only about a mile is open to the public. It's one of the coolest things I've ever learned about, and is near the top of my travel wish list. Aside from the setting, the movie's fine, I guess. It's as much an adventure flick as it is a horror movie. It feels a lot like Tomb Raider, Indiana Jones, The Da Vinci Code, the Brendan Fraser Mummy, those kinds of films. Lots of puzzle solving and treasure hunting and uncovering historical secrets. The acting is solid, especially from the two leads, who really sell their expertise in the subject matter. It's also got a ton of awesome visuals, including a few that were done practically in impressive ways. In the end though, the parts feel like they add up to a lesser whole. Things just sort of happen, and then before you know it, the movie's over. I don't mind the dumb silliness behind all the scavenging for clues. I think it makes sense for a movie like this. I just wish it all came together in the end to something more. But at least I wasn't bored watching it. If you want a cool-looking, found-footage horror version of Tomb Raider, you've got it right here. Just don't expect anything more than that, and you should have a fine enough time. How many explorers?
It's called As Above, So Below.
Sorry, 1 second.
Attention, Count 9 shoppers. Have you been struggling to find medical care? Are you only finding doctors with a 6-month wait list? Did you finally find a doctor?
Ron in the name of discovery. She's a real go-getter and risk-taker. The movie begins with footage shot by archaeology professor Scarlett Marlowe. She's a regular Indiana Jones, sneaking into Iran in the name of discovery. She's a real go-getter and risk-taker. If she's caught, the penalty is death.
They'd have to catch me first.
A dude named Riza guides her to a cave system that's about to be demolished. You can tell by the scary alarm noises. That That means Scarlett's gonna have to act fast. She finds an ancient artifact and, like the British person she is, takes a hammer to it. But not to take home with her and stick in a museum. Is to reveal a little cubbyhole with the extra special secrets. Like the Wall Street Bowl?
The Rose Key.
Oh, it's the Rose Key. As the countdown to destruction continues, she spends every last second recording the symbols on the statue. She takes off as the demo team begins, stopped only momentarily by a ghastly vision, twistin' in the wind. Then they set the explosives free, and now she's sighing on the ground, the wind knocked out of her. But she survives thanks to RZA. Knew that guy wasn't nothing to fuck with. He warns her to be more careful in her pursuit of knowledge, reminding her that a similar quest made her father go crazy.
My father wasn't crazy.
Everyone who hunts for Flamel Stone is crazy. They all wind up dead.
The footage picks up later with Scarlett filmed by her cameraman Benji. He asks about her research and that stone RZA mentioned, the Philosopher's Stone, or the Sorcerer's Stone if you're American. Either way, it's a mythical item sought after by alchemists.
It's an elusive substance that could turn base metals into gold and can provide the key to eternal life.
Damn, dude, that's better than a chug jug. Scarlett's father dedicated his life to finding the stone, but died before he could. Scarlett's determined to finish what he started, which is why she and Benji are in Paris. That's the home of the stone's creator. Say it with Hermione, everyone.
Nicholas Flamel.
According to her dad's research, the stone could be found following clues inscribed on Flamel's tombstone. She needed the Rose Key to translate the text into Aramaic, but that's not one of the 6 languages she knows.
Luckily, I know a guy who does.
Since Tom Hanks isn't available, Scarlett hits up her ex George for help Da Vinci decoding. He's the kind of guy who sneaks into churches to fix old clocks for fun, but looks like they caught him at a bad chime.
Whatever it is, I want nothing to do with it.
Damn, man, rough breakup?
Did she mention to you the last time we were together?
This nigga just don't want to be around.
In a Turkish prison?
Surely you can't be serious. Prison or not, George is still clearly crushing on Scarlett. Hell, they might have even kissed again if the bells hadn't started chiming. Talk about a clock block. He agrees to help, so they head to the tombstone and he starts his translating. It doesn't seem very fruitful at first.
Lime.
Sword is lime.
Sword is lime.
Aside from the lime of it all. But together, the puzzlers figure out there might be more written on the back of this very valuable ancient— Yo, hold up there! Easy, Tombstone Raiders! With some cleaning chemicals and a bit of fire. Scarlett reveals a hidden message. Haha, look at these two lovebirds. Solving riddles, doing science. Yes, science! The movie does a great job showcasing Scarlett's skills and knowledge. And recklessness, which isn't great for the people helping her.
You don't want to breathe this in.
George translates the new inscription, and Scarlett surmises the stone is 370 feet below Flamel's tomb, halfway between his burial and the mythic gates of hell. In most places, getting that far underground would be impossible, but they're in Paris, baby! There's a whole system of catacombs beneath their feet. The tunnels don't run under Flamel's burial site, but historic street collapses indicate there may be a hidden chamber. Now they just need to get there, or rather, Scarlett does.
You gotta think about how crazy the thought of the catacombs are. That's literally millions and millions of people under that city, dead, buried. Nigga, that city probably got
underground.
Scarlett
the
and Benji go on a
fucking
tour
weirdest
of the Bone Zone to see
energy
what they're
ever.
working with. Oh man,
Like some
I want to
weird
visit
ass
this place so
spiritual energy.
bad, which may be surprising. It's basically Bastard Skelly HQ. They find out the public tunnels don't go where they need to.
We need to find a way into the off-limits area of the catacombs.
Well, good thing this random French dude gives them a tip. He says to go to a nightclub and ask for a guy named Papillon. Hey, thanks, man. Oh, okay, he gone. The trio heads to the club where Benji spots a real looker, as in she won't stop looking at him. Some real VHS vibes from this chick, especially when he sees her continuing to stare through the window. Amidst the Eurotrash euphoria, they find
she was
Papillon,
on.
who's skeptical of their request.
No, sorry, do I look like a tour guide to you?
Do I look like a tourist?
They tell him the sitch and promise him half the treasure they may find. That gets him to agree, and he assembles his team, a pair of obvious red shirts. I mean, they're so clearly here to pad the numbers. The guy's name is Zed, for Christ's sake. Insert Bruce Willis quote here. The chick's name is Susie, which gives us a Susie and the Banshees reference.
Susie the Banshee.
Yeah, this guy knows. Susie warns George this is a dangerous mission.
If you run out of batteries with no flashlight, you will die.
Not exactly a happy house down there. They head towards the
Right.
tunnels while
It's the
George,
catacombs.
very
That shit's
unconvincingly,
terrifying.
keeps saying he's not going to go with them.
I'm not coming with you guys. I told you a bunch of times.
I did not blame that nigga for
I'm
saying he
leaving, guys.
ain't want to
In
go.
a second.
That
They
shit is
get to their
terrifying.
tiny hole of an entrance. Oh god, this is an absolute nightmare. Before they descend, they gear up with pin cams and headlamps, so this can be a proper found footage film. After the success of their other found footage projects, like the Poughkeepsie tapes and the English language rec remake Quarantine, sibling film
love
filmmakers
the
John
Chloroquine
Eric and Drew
movie,
Dowdle
bro.
went for a three-peat with a movie set in the Paris catacombs. The found footage aspect was less important to them than the lead character they had been developing, a female Indiana Jones searching for a hidden relic. Both of them independently fell in love with separate auditions from Perdita Weeks.
Always sort of partly jokingly said that I wanted to play Lara Croft, so I think this is about as close as I'll ever
definitely
get.
The movie came
perfect
together
Lara Croft.
fast, with only 7
From how
months
she was
between
moving,
initial pitch
definitely
and
the perfect
director's
Lara
cut.
Croft.
For the story, the brothers drew on their love of history and mythology, including Egyptian hieroglyphics, the hell depicted in Dante's Inferno, and the supposed alchemist Nicholas Flamel. They were also inspired by the documentary Touching the Void, which followed a mountaineer who was forced to descend deeper into a large crevasse after falling in. Scarlett begs George to come with them, and during the deliberation, a policeman spears Papillon out of nowhere, by God! It kicks off a scramble that forces everyone, yes, even you, George, into the tunnel. He's pissed, not because he grew up watching The Descent. Turns out his little brother drowned in a cave when they were kids, and he's avoided them ever since. George is played by Ben Feldman, last seen on the kill count in the Friday the 13th reboot, but he'll always be Ginsberg to me. The group wades through waterlogged tunnels and past a bunch of women in white having an a cappella rehearsal.
There is always some weird people down here.
Yeah, I mean, it's creepy, but you can't beat the acoustics. Also, boobs. Wait a minute, have I seen that conductor before? Oh yeah, it's Creepy Club
Bro,
Chick.
this
Peplon
movie
leads them
hit
deeper
so
as the singing
different,
echoes through the
y'all.
tunnel
Yo,
like a
this
dramatic
movie hit up
diegetic
so
score.
different.
He shows them the narrow passage they're supposed to crawl through next, but Benji's got a bone to pick with that plan.
Fuck that, man. I'm not climbing over bones.
Scarlett agrees. Her map indicates another tunnel is more direct, but Papillon shuts that shit down. His friend Lataupe, or the Mole, went through that evil tunnel years ago and never came back again. That means their only option is the Tunnel of Tibias. While this bone burrow was real, a
Why
fake
is it
wall was
just
added to make it even
so
more
bad to
claustrophobic.
climb through
Benji
some
tries to
fucking
purge the
bones,
fear
but
from his
niggas
mind,
would go
but
through
as he
some
climbs
sewage
through, he gets
in a
stuck and
heartbeat.
starts to panic. This scene
Going
is
through bones
incredibly
is not that
stressful to
bad
watch.
compared
The
to
raw
fucking
terror in his
sewage, bro.
face and voice combines with the sound of bones crunching all around him and that choir in the background.
Why are they singing?
And then of course they always make the black nigga terrified.
As Benji crawls free, the tunnel begins to collapse around him. They pull him out just in time, but find that things are getting
Jake,
grave
that's
encounters.
horrifying.
That same
I don't
evil
know.
tunnel
Maybe
they left
maybe
behind
not for
is
me.
right
For
in
some
front of
other
them.
people it
that
is.
don't make sense.
I feel like being in a sewer
no
crawling
dirt.
and that
The only
shit,
thing
bro,
to do is
is
keep moving
pure
forward.
nightmare
They find
fuel.
Papillon's graffiti
I'm
tag,
disgusted
even though he
and it
claims
stank
he's never
and
been
it's
in this part
dark.
of the cave before. Then why is your
But
pap smeared all
crawling
over
through
the wall,
bones
brah? They
wouldn't
keep
seem
going
that
and
bad.
find
It'll
more
probably
weird
feel
shit,
weird as
like a
hell, but
piano.
How the hell
I don't
did they
think
get a piano down?
Very carefully, I imagine. It looks just like the one George used to play with his brother when they were kids. And in fact, it's the
Yeah, you
same
might be a
piano, down to the
cornball,
same
but-
broken A4 key. They better
Why
leave
you
before
say that,
anything
bro?
weirder happens, like finding a ringing phone. Yeah, right there. Wait, Scarlett, you really gonna answer that?
Why would you talk to me, Scarlett?
Before she can tell him to remove her from his list, a random dude shows
Maybe,
up
yeah.
faster than
I'm-
you can
I
say
mean, I'm
"Hell
not
rat
even
man,"
capping
but it's
it.
no
Maybe
rat
for
man.
other
It's
people.
a mole man, Lataupe, who's apparently just been living down here for years.
I
without
mean,
any
you see
light
them
or
niggas
soap.
who said
He's
go
got
through
those
the
adventure
bones,
goggles
easily
looking
crawl
like
through the
crazy
motherfuckers.
old Maurice. Lataupe says to follow him if they want to get out, sounding like
Now
Chris
these niggas,
Foxy.
they ain't using their brain at all. This nigga just said, "Oh, we lost our friend in the evil ass pathway we took in the catacombs years ago," and now all of a sudden this nigga pop up, skinny as fuck, grown as hell, and he just alive in the dark, no light or nothing. Come on, lock in with life, bro. Let me skip this ad. I don't know why that shit jumped back. But they gotta lock in with life.
Wake up.
Did she mention to you the last time we were together?
Oh yeah, it's Creepy Club Chick. Peplon leads them deeper as the singing echoes through the tunnel like
It's like right here, I think.
when they were kids. And in fact, it's the same piano, down to the same broken A4 key. They better leave before anything weirder happens, like finding a ringing phone. Yeah, right there. Wait,
Go right here.
and
might have
potentially
skipped too far.
dangerous.
There's no electricity down there. There's no restrooms down there. There's no, cell phones.
Nigga
and
message
lock-
got held for racism is
Down, Benji
crazy.
slips and has another near-death experience. Poor dude can't catch a break. Caught himself though, just fucked up his hands on the rope while doing so. Originally, the brothers Dowdle planned to film on a set, but discovered it'd be cheaper to use the real deal. As Above, So Below is the first
eat your
feature film
toenails,
to
what
get
the
permission
hell?
to shoot in the catacombs. They made use of both the public and off-limits
Okay, get
area.
this shit
A
off the
safety
screen.
inspection ensured that the tunnels were sturdy and full of breathable air, but the process was still
Nigga, this would have been the
difficult and potentially
scariest fucking
dangerous.
film
There's
set
no
of
electricity down
all
there, there's
time.
no
I would have not wanted to
restrooms down
film
there,
this
there's
shit.
no, cell phones and walkie-talkies don't work. you have nothing down there.
The conditions the characters face match what the cast and crew had to endure, from the cold, damp, and dark to the piles of real human bones.
It's a space that feels like a nightmare.
Man, this nigga Vinny ain't even here. I'm really about to ban
every
him.
day 6 stories underground, shooting with a small crew of around 10 people. That included the actors, who lit most of the scenes with their headlamps.
Shooting the catacombs, how amazing. That'd be so fun. That is true for a day or two, and then, on day 15 and on day 25.
Y'all trying to take a trip to Paris and go to the catacombs? No, just me. All right.
It's a very grueling place.
No,
to
I would
shoot
never go
there
to the
for a day.
catacombs.
They had to
Fuck
run
that.
around tight tunnels with
That shit
ceilings
was
so
actually
low,
terrifying.
the crew wore helmets to avoid head injuries.
We'd be watching a monitor running through these spaces, and you just take the hits in your arm instead of your face.
The filmmakers managed to keep their cast in good spirits, though, and the conditions give the movie a rough around the edges feel, reminiscent of the Blair Witch Project. While passing
Like
through
the-
a watery chamber, the group
You
hears
could tell
deafening
they
screams
actually
and sees
nervous,
"Go
my
for
nigga.
little
Niggas
boy."
actually
Holy
nervous on the
shit,
set.
what was
It's
that?
like that shit is scary.
What was that? But who was that?
Yo, Mole Man, shut your hole, man. They hit a dead end.
Julian
but
just
Scarlet
admitted
spots
she
a
ate butt
scarab,
before.
and knows they ain't just good for creepy
Hey, you got a
crawly
butt
deaths in
mouth
the
now,
mummy.
'cause you
She
be kissing her.
recognizes it as a key. All they have to do now is remove the right stone, and if they remove the wrong one,
The ceiling will collapse on you and kill you.
no press. Scarlet's dedication to her Lara craft
I'm
helps
finna
her and George pick
explode,
the right stone and
Jake.
unlock the hidden door. Now it's time to
Don't
raid
explode,
that
Greg.
tomb. Inside they find a body, and I've got to say, guy looks great for having died 700 years ago. Doesn't look a day over 500. Drop the
That shit
skincare
is
routine,
creepy.
my man. They still haven't found the stone, but Scarlet has an idea. She tells everyone to switch off their headlamps and be in the dark with this suspiciously well-preserved corpse. It'll be fine.
get
In the
ate out
darkness,
every
they see
Friday
light
night
coming up
by
from
your
beneath a
woman.
pool of water. Scarlet, lacking any kind of self-preservation, hops in the pool and swims towards it. The others reluctantly follow and find a chamber full of treasure. It's the goddamn Cave of Wonders up in here. But Scarlet doesn't stand next to the piles and hold Z. She moves past them and turns her attention towards an engraving on the wall. There, serving as a depiction of the sun, is the Philosopher's Stone.
What better place to hide the most valuable stone ever known than next to riches you could never miss?
Too bad Pap and Pals are being a bunch of aboos and trigger a trap. The ceiling collapses,
Them niggas
bloodying
was
Zed's
thirsty
nose,
as
battering
fuck for that
Susie,
shit.
and burying Latope. They try to uncover him, but that's a big Lanope. The ceiling collapse was one of the few set pieces filmed on a stage, for obvious reasons, along with all the nasty standing water scenes, also for obvious reasons. The group finds themselves with no guide, no water, no medical supplies, and no batteries. But at least Susie's injury ain't all
Nigga,
that
this
bad.
shit
Just
would
rub a
be
little
the
dirt on it.
scariest
Or
situation
stone.
ever.
Yeah, rub a little Philosopher's Stone on it. It works, completely healing the wound, and Susie the Banshee is entranced, spellbound. Scarlet spots a carving of a door on the ceiling near a
Till
symbol.
it
And what's that
splurge
symbol
out
mean?
dust. Nigga, I'm killing.
The phrase
No, I can't
is
say
believed
that.
to be the key to magic in the world, and if the image of a
Just
door
know
is on the ceiling above, the
my
window
life
must be on the
span
floor
shall
below.
end.
Even though they're already at the bottom of the
In GTA.
catacombs, and there should be nothing further beneath them, Scarlet's
'Cause
able
that
to
shit
break
is
a
sick.
hole in the floor. After the water drains out through it, they climb down once more, where they're
I'm
greeted
sorry,
by a
Grandma, for
not so
20
warm
mil
welcome.
on a dead man is that's fucking sick.
According to Scarlet, that's the inscription written on the gates of hell. Hell yeah! This inscription over the gates of hell appears in Inferno, the first part of Dante's epic poem Divine
Nigga
Comedy.
said-
Inferno tells the
nigga
story
seen
of
the
Dante
shit said,
journeying
"Ye who
through the
enters-
9 circles
enters
of
the
hell,
gates of
guided
hell."
by the Roman poet
And they
Virgil.
enter-
Dante and Virgil are mirrored by Scarlet and George, respectively, while Latope represents souls stuck in limbo. In fact, the movie is packed with references to Inferno, from the imagery of wells to the themes of guilt and sin. A notebook
That's
they
the
looked at
scariest
earlier
shit
shows
ever,
9
bro. Like,
layers
your
to
soul
it, and
just
most
trapped
relevant of all
somewhere.
is the idea that to
Can't
escape,
do
they must
nothing.
keep climbing down. So that's what they do, climbing
Yo, shit
into
is
the upside
literally
down.
residual.
No Vecnas down here though, just disappearing doors and another pool of water, one with a spooky strobe light. The group may have abandoned all hope, but they regain a Latope. He's waiting
Jillian
for them
said
with
she
a
might
way
do
less
it.
fresh-looking
Freak
corpse.
tart over
I mean,
here.
I
Yeah,
guess they
Jillian a
did break
freak.
the seal. Dude's looking like a browning avocado. Susie
Ads. Fucking hate you.
He tries to speak to Latope, but he freaks out like he's got the rage virus and slams her to the ground. She gets straight
Like-
up mauled by that mole as he smashes
Yeah,
her face into the
Susie
stone
died.
floor.
She was the first
Scarlet
death.
tries to heal her with the stone, but it's too late. You can't bring back the dead. Man, magic can never bring back the dead. As they continue, George realizes they've traveled 1,000
Now her soul
feet
about to be
underground,
residual.
and they have to keep going even deeper, rappelling down another hole. Benji's the last to go, but hesitates when he hears someone creeping around. Oh shit, it was the girl from the club. He's really starting to fall for her. Fall to his death, that is. Scarlett is more devastated than Gale Weathers by the loss of her cameraman, but she has to keep going and push through her grief and a bunch of bones. George sees a vision of his brother buried beneath the bones and tries to reach him until Scarlett snaps him back to reality. They follow the sound of screams.
I don't know how
Holy
niggas
shit, a
easily
burning
be
car?
mentally
The ghostly
fucking
teen sitting in the
caught
back
like that.
seat looks like the kid that
Like,
first
bro,
gave Scarlett Papillon's
you know your
name.
brother
Papillon
dead.
screams
Stop
over and
trying to
over
save
that
him.
It wasn't his fault, but the burning ghost of his apparent friend begs to differ. He pulls Papillon into the inferno, and the car crumples in on itself. Fuck yeah, that was awesome. All that's left are Papillon's legs sticking out of solid stone. They try
That's
to pull him out.
one crazy ass
Papillon
way
is
to
Papillon.
go.
This car was actually hauled down to the catacombs in real life, in a specially selected section where they could do practical pyrotechnics. To pull it off safely, they brought down ventilation systems and waited to light it on fire until just before shooting. Director John Dowdle wanted to make sure it would be safe for the stuntman, so he tested it on himself first.
Tested it on myself first to make sure we weren't gonna torch someone, and sat in the car and lit it up.
The three remaining explorers can't turn back, so they carry on even if they can't keep calm. Zed
Filmers
especially
are so
is
fucking
freaking
cold
out.
at their
Dude, just be
jobs,
happy
bro.
you're still alive. Definitely didn't expect him to outlast Papillon. George decides
Jake,
now's
are
as
you
good a time as
serious?
any
You're
for a
showing your
romantic
true colors.
confession.
I'm gonna tell
Whatever
you.
happens.
What you talking about?
The week in Turkey. It's the greatest week of my life.
Wait, the week before prison or the week in prison? But hey, a Turkish jail is probably better than this hall of horrors featuring stone-faced walls and this
Wait,
roly
let me
motherfucker.
cosplay
When they
him
try to
real
hide from the
quick.
shadowy figure, the faces come out of the walls and turn into screeching monsters. One of them takes a chunk out of George's neck, and when Scarlett tries to fix it with the stone, it doesn't work. Yo, what the hell, Flamel? This thing only works like a third of the time?
GG.
Scarlett remembers the instructions to find the
GG,
stone,
George
mentions
Cook.
something about rectification.
cooked.
She realizes she swiped the wrong rock and decides to go all the way back to get the right one and save George. Wait, are you serious? Dude, that's like so far
She
back.
a demon,
But
nigga.
like
I
some
would have
playing
never
video
ran
game
back by
crappy level
myself through this
design,
shit.
Scarlett doubles back and runs the whole hellish obstacle course in reverse. At least it gives us this moment when she punches
He didn't
the
even
demon
show
in
the
face.
scariest part,
Get
I'm
out
not
of my
gonna
way.
lie.
She finds the chamber that was full of water, now a river of blood and grabby hands. I don't know why it's like this, but it looks cool and scary, which I could basically say about the entire movie. They give Scarlett a makeover befitting her name and leave her looking like Mia at the end of Evil Dead, or like Sarah at the end of The Descent. Yeah, that's probably more apt. The blood in the
Bro,
scene
what
was
is
actually
happening,
thick
gang? What is
raspberry
this
syrup,
video?
and while shooting it,
It's a
Fruit of
kill
the Weeks
count.
had to be coated with KY jelly to keep the syrup
Do
from
I
dying
sound
from
like him?
skin
I'm not gonna
pains.
lie. You don't sound like him, Jillian. You gotta knock it off.
She finds other demonic decor changes as well. There are mouths poking through the stone, and even a jump scare with her own face. It's positively penny dreadful, but Scarlett manages to return the stone. There, I'm better now. Except, where's the real stone? There's nothing else here.
Niggas
besides
had a
dirty little
whole
mirror
curse
where she can see
happening
her
and
dirty little
shit.
face. A revelation hits her, and she repeats the words, as above, so below. Scarlett runs back to save George, but on the way is stopped by a ghostly vision of her dead dad. She blames herself for not picking up the phone when he called her the night he died, thus that catacomb collect call from earlier. She gives her phantom father a hug and apologizes for not being there for him, after which he vanishes. Oh, snap.
digging
He's
in
been
me,
rectified,
I'm gay.
motherfuckers. She's fessed up
Alright.
to the action she felt most
Jillian
ashamed
in
of.
here
That means
wildin'.
she now has the power of the Philosopher's Stone. Turns out it's been inside her the whole time. The power, not the stone. I don't want to pass that. She gets to George and brings him back from the edge of death with true love's kiss. Aw, that's nice. But no time to keep romancing the stone. They've got to get the hell out of hell. The trio reaches one last hole, and it's like your mom's. It's way too deep. Ho! They'll have to take a leap of faith. But before they do, George and Zed need to do what Scarlett did and rectify by admitting what they feel guilty about. It's Silent Hill rules, but also Inferno rules. Dante wrote in the poem that the only way to escape the torment of hell is to confess your sins and atone for them. George admits he feels responsible for his brother's death because he got lost while trying to find help. Oh man, you were just a kid. You shouldn't feel guilty about that. Zed, how
Right.
about you?
Have a
That's
tried that
his-
medicine.
That backstory
I know
so
it's
fucked
mine,
up.
but I did not eat.
Okay, yeah, see George? That's culpable. We can piece together that Papillon was responsible for a car crash that killed his friend and left his hands burned. We saw them earlier when they were still above ground. Benji may have been lustful or something, seeing as how that one chick kept making eyes at him. Oh, and Susie? I don't know. Maybe she didn't pay a parking meter or something? With their sins confessed, they jump down, and at the bottom of the pit, they find a manhole. George and Scarlett try to pull the cover up, but it won't budge. They have to push it down and out of the way. When they do, they see the night sky below them. Or above them? You know what I mean. They climb down, then up onto the streets of Paris. The shell-shocked survivors share a group hug, and Zedby Dad leaves to, like, hopefully call that kid he abandoned. Yeah, man, I really can't believe that dude made it out alive. The movie ends with a clip from Scarlett's direct-to-camera talk with Benji, where she said she wasn't trying to find the stone for financial gain.
So you simply want the truth?
Exactly. Yeah, I want the truth.
Whether she likes it or not, she definitely found some truth down there. How many adventurers met their doom down in this ancient tomb?
Niggas went to hell.
Oh, I actually don't
willingly.
know. How could I possibly find out? A clue. I think there's something on the back of this. There is. To find out just how many died, open the gates and look inside. Walk through the dark where evil slumbers.
Slurp up, fanboy. I'm about to time you out. Calm down. Calm down. I'm about to time you out because you
Explore new horizons and enjoy quick and simple mod management with CurseForge. Manage mods.
Nigga literally just showed me a knockoff fucking Minecraft.
Only 3 people died in As Above, So Below, with the victims consisting of 2 men and 1 woman, giving us this mostly sacre bleu pie chart. We've seen this count break down 7 times before,
you ain't
first
fooling
in
me.
Nightmare 5 and most recently in The Exorcist. With a runtime of 93 minutes, As Above, So Below had a kill on average every 31 minutes. I'll give the Golden Chainsaw for coolest kill to Papillon. Not only does it feature the practical flaming car, but that effect of it blinking out of existence made me yell aloud and clap. Dollar Shade for lamest kill goes to Susie. It's not bad per se, but I prefer the suddenness of Benji's fall. And that's
I'm so
it.
tired,
So
bro. I'm
Below
not
was
gonna be
released in
live for
2014
long
to
because I gotta
largely
leave
negative
anyway
reviews,
soon.
but has gained a vocal
Whenever,
fan base in the year since its release.
whenever my girl gets
Until
in.
next time, I'm James A. Janice. This has been the Kill Count.
On the next Kill Count. Consider this your invitation to the annual Blackwood Winter Getaway.
Let's party like.
That was a good. Grant, what do you rate that kill count? How do you like that movie? Seven out of 10. I think I want to watch it. Go watch it. It's fire, bro. It is scary though. Relatively, it's not too scary, but it's kind of like on some psychological shit. Let me go to his page. Dead Meat videos are peak. Y'all gotta, when you just chilling low key, he has the best videos to watch. Psycho horror gets me hard and creamy. And As Above, So Below, I don't know. I have no idea where they have it on right now. Maybe it could possibly be on Hulu. I've seen some of these, but I want to put y'all onto some. Candyman, the OG one. Gotta watch this one. This nigga Candyman used to scare me so bad as a kid,
You're thinking
bro.
about going to therapy, and as a
Just
therapist
thinking about
myself,
Candyman,
of
bro,
course
was
I'm gonna
OD
say
as fuck.
Great idea, but first.
Welcome to the
don't know
Kill
about
Count,
Short
where we
Cat
tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at my favorite pre-Scream 90s horror film, Candyman, which came out in 1992. Based on a story called The Forbidden by Clive Barker, the beautifully horrific mind that
You
brought
watch
us
Candyman,
Hellraiser,
right, Grant?
Candyman is about an urban legend brought to life. Masterfully directed by Bernard Rose and featuring one of my favorite horror scores ever, composed by Philip Glass, Candyman is a thoughtful and sometimes dreamlike film film that
I
never
swear to
beats you
God,
over the head
he's
with
the
the
best
message,
nigga
despite
to
the
just
myriad
watch.
themes it explores. So in that regard, it's kind
I
of like the
remember
opposite
when
of a
Watch
Purge movie.
Mojo
Although
was peak.
Candyman is about a dude with
Now
a
they
hook for a
suck.
hand, which he uses to kill anybody who calls for him in the mirror, Candyman is
Candyman
not
was
the
top
cheesy
10 horror
slasher
movies.
that this premise
Yes,
may
this shit was
suggest.
fire.
Instead, it's an ethereal slow burn that becomes darkly romantic in the vein of Phantom of the Opera, as the titular man of myth pursues a grad student, played by Virginia Madsen, with such an intensity and
This nigga
passion,
was so
he'll do
brutal,
anything to make her follow him into death. Candyman is the best-known role of prolific actor Tony Todd, whose over 200 credits include the mysterious William Bloodworth from the Final Destination series. He also sat down with me for my favorite interview to date, so make sure you check that out on Crypt TV's Meetup. We had a great time talking about Thai food and imagining what it'd be like if he were in Rosemary's Baby. Todd would reprise the iconic role for this film's 2 sequels, which eventually do become the cheesy
Make a
slasher
food
you may have
accomplice.
expected, and which we'll be looking at over the next couple of weeks. After all,
That's
there's
what
no
Julian
better
wanna
time for a
see.
bunch
I
of
can't do
candy
that
than
on stream.
October,
I'ma get
right? The
fucking
sequels
banned.
will give us more kills and backstory,
Rip
but before we
Rip
can
Tony
get to
Todd.
that,
Who's
we've
Tony
got to
Todd?
start where it all began, in the rundown Chicago public
I
housing
don't know, though.
project, Cabrini Green. How many kills will we get from the Seaman in Chi-Town? Let's find out and get
Is
to
that the one that we watching? Because if he died, that's
The
actually
movie
insane.
begins with the
did
title
know.
card and some dope-ass music by Philip Glass.
This movie definitely has some
Glass's
fucking
score, which
creepy
used
ass
only
music.
a piano, an organ, and some haunting choral
Top
vocals,
10
goes
Fuda
perfectly
artists?
with the
Alright.
gothic elegance of the film. To borrow a phrase from Tony Todd, shit, it sounds like the Phantom himself is pounding away at those keys. Hell yeah! How about we follow that up with some bees and a message from the Candyman as to what he's gonna do
This
with
nigga
that
literally
handy
died in
hair.
one of the worst
What's blood for, if not for shedding? With my hook
Name it, bro. I don't know no Fuda
I'll
artists.
split you from your groin to your gullet.
What an excellent way to immediately establish this movie's tone. Not sure what's up with the biblical bee swarm over Chicago, though. Grad student Helen Lyle listens as a story is told to her about a babysitter in Indiana whose poor judgment wasn't limited to getting naked with greaser Ted Raimi. It also extended to her summoning the hook-handed Candyman by saying his name 5 times in a mirror. That's right, Candyman is summoned by saying his name 5 times, not 3. Common mistake, but 3 is more of a Bloody Mary thing. Even though she has the opportunity to stop after 4, like Raimi there does, this babysitter Clara goes all the way and says his name a 5th time by herself.
Candyman.
And then...
She turned out the lights.
And died! Yeah, we'll count Clara on the list, even though the veracity of this death is pretty dubious. What with this being an urban
Why
legend
would
and
you
all.
active-
And yeah, I know the student
I
telling
don't
the
get
story
that.
mentions a baby being killed
'Cause,
too,
like,
but we never saw
Bro,
that fictional baby.
who finna actively know it's a fictional murderer? I can't even call this nigga a murderer because it's only white people fucking with this shit. It's not black people fucking with this shit. It's motherfuckers wanting to be so curious about one of our urban legends and they find out the hard way. Who finna call somebody to literally to come murder them? I'm not doing that shit. This nigga got a whole fucking hook on his hand that he about to
so
stick
it
you
stays
with.
off the count. Helen is collecting these urban legends with her friend Bernadette, played by Casey Lemons, who had just in the previous year been in another esteemed horror film, Silence of the Lambs. They're recording these stories as research for their thesis project on
No,
urban
'cause,
legends
like,
at
Grant,
the University of
motherfucker
Illinois,
really
where
just
Helen's
calling
husband
this nigga
Trevor
like, is you
already
horny to
teaches
see
as
this
a
nigga or
professor.
what,
Trevor
bro?
is played by Xander Berkeley, who you may know as a beleaguered foster father or a cowardice survivor outpost leader, and he's pretty damn friendly with his students, especially the pretty ones like the Stacy chick. Don't shake that
I kinda
homewrecker's hand,
understood the
Helen. You know
movie
what's going
somewhat, but I
on
wasn't,
here.
like,
You don't
crazy
really
head on
think.
it.
No, of course not.
Of course, yes, girl. Helen transcribes her interview about Candyman, which is overheard by a custodian named Henrietta. Henrietta and her friend Kitty tell Helen about a woman named Ruthie Jean, who was recently murdered, ostensibly by Candyman.
She was killed with a hook.
But unlike these working class women, Helen and Bernadette don't believe that Candyman is real. And to prove it to each other, they both say his name in the mirror. Although Helen ends up all alone for the 5th recital.
Candyman.
Oh, you chicken!
The next day, the two of them take Helen's red car to Cabrini Green, which is where Ruthie Jean was murdered. Although Bernadette is appropriately anxious, Helen is determined to write a kick-ass thesis and learn why this community is attributing some of its murders to a fictional mythical man. Cabrini Green, a central part of this movie, was a public housing project in Chicago that, in real life, was indeed a site of violent gang activity for many a decade. According to Tony Todd, there were 5 different gang factions operating there while they shot the movie. Production had to pay them off in order to shoot the exterior scenes, and they even used some of them to portray the Cabrini Green residents suspicious of Helen and Bernadette when they arrived. These dudes here are actual gang members, wearing their own clothes to play these parts, although their dialogue was dubbed in later by post-production voice actors known as Loop Group. Apparently, those efforts weren't enough to entirely avoid any incidents, though, because Casey Lemons recalls a bullet being found in the production's generator.
Especially around these times, thinking about like
on their last day of shooting, their camera truck was shot. In the nearly 3 decades
they didn't care about shit we had going on, and
if
we did have something going on, they probably didn't believe
Cabrini
it was
Green's
true.
high-rises was demolished in 2011. This kind of brings me to a point that no discussion of Candyman could ever go without. The movie obviously deals with race and came out during a tumultuous time. 1992 was the same year the LA riots happened in the wake of the Rodney King trial. Despite the NAACP giving Bernard Rose their blessing to make it, Candyman receives occasional criticism for its handling of race. After all, although it features a kick-ass black horror villain to join the genre's esteemed pantheon, it also sometimes falls back on tropes that can be seen as harmful. There's a great special feature on the Blu-ray called Unwrapping Candyman, where authors Tanana Reeve Dew and Stephen Barnes discuss Candyman's complex relationship with race. And there are also countless articles and essays on the same subject available online. I don't have the expertise or experience to talk about that kind of stuff, especially in a kill count, but I encourage you to do further research if you're interested. There's a lot to be learned from this movie. In exterior shots filmed on location, Helen and Bernadette make their way past some residents who immediately presume them to be cops.
Hands up, people! 5-0, coming out the back door! Police!
Helen thinks that being mistaken as cops will give them some protection, so with that in mind, and because the rest of the scene was all filmed on a studio set, she feels safe enough to take pictures of everything she finds, like this Hamlet quote graffitied on the wall, "Sweets to the sweet," and this awesome metal door. Oh, yeah,
shit.
I forgot to mention that this movie actually has quite a few jump scares. I won't be too mean about them, though. They go to the bathroom where Ruthie Jean was killed, reportedly by Candyman coming out of her mirror. But Helen discovers that behind Ruthie Jean's mirror is another apartment. And although Bernadette warns her against it, she climbs on through to see what's on the other side. In this abandoned unit, Helen finds a kick-ass
That shit
open-mouth
is
mural of the
terrifying.
Candyman that she just crawled out of. And even just the sight of that thing leaves Helen feeling faint. Maybe have some of that candy there for a little energy boost. Oh, on second thought, maybe don't do that. Since Helen's out of film for her camera, she and Bernadette go to leave, only to run into a resident named Anne-Marie on their way out. She's the one with the jump scare dog. She's also got a widow baby named Anthony, who she's just trying to raise here despite the reputation this building's residents have.
We ain't all like them assholes downstairs, you know?
After bonding with Helen over her baby, Anne-Marie, played by Vanessa
It's
A.
crazy
Williams,
because they
opens
living in
up and
such a
tells
like
Helen that when Ruthie Jean
they're
was
living in such a fucked up complex, apartment complex, and they just gotta deal with it. Like, look at outside of the apartment complex compared to her actual fucking apartment, and that's real life. This shit not even fake. That is literally real life, bro.
murdered, she heard it through the walls. Now she's afraid for herself and her child because they ain't never gonna catch him.
Candyman.
Helen and Bernadette have a smoky
Don't be
dinner
afraid,
with
just
Trevor
don't
and
fall
another
for him.
professor named Philip Purcell. Purcell also studies urban legends and gets excited when he hears that the ladies went to Cabrini
Black shorty
Green.
don't believe
Candyman
that means
country.
she not safe.
Turns out
Yep.
this dude has already written a paper on Candyman, which qualifies him to deliver a lengthy monologue of exposition.
this with
As
Vinny Lynn
Purcell
in Section
tells
8.
it, Candyman was the
Shit,
son of a
I'ma
slave
get
who
us
was able
all
to
up-
raise
I'ma
the
get
young
us all
candy
up to
boy in
Section
polite
8.
society thanks to money he
Get
made
us all up
creating
to
a device to
fucking
mass
hood.
manufacture match her shoes. Can you even imagine getting rich from making
Where
shoes?
is Vinny
What a
at? This
crazy way
nigga
to make money,
L
says the guy who
fucking
counts
L
bills for a
fucking
living.
viewer.
Candyman took to the canvas and became a painter of portraits of wealthy people's families. He and one of his painting subjects, a young white woman, fell in love. And when she became pregnant, her enraged father led a lynch mob that killed Candyman right on the spot where Cabrini Green stands today.
They proceeded to saw off his right hand with a rusty blade.
But wait, there's
shit is
more!
sick.
As Helen turns into a film noir character, Purcell continues and says that Candyman's bloody body
Hell
is
no,
smeared
nigga, I'm
with smashed
getting this out.
honeycombs, causing a billion bees to stab him straight to death. Helen is mystified and returns to Cabrini Green
know what,
to take
fuck
more
it. We
pictures of the
fusing. We
Candyman
both doing it.
artwork there. On her way out, Helen goes to see Anne-Marie again, but it doesn't look like anyone's home. Except her jump scare and dog, that is.
That scary ass Rottweiler. Why this shit look fire?
Helen instead tries to talk to this little kid Jake, played by 11-year-old Dewan Guy, although he's not eager to divulge in the dialogue she's looking for.
I can't say nothing. A Candyman'll get me.
She promises to keep their conversation a secret, so Jake agrees to take her outside, past a giant heap of wood he says is for an upcoming bonfire, and up to a small bathroom building. Jake tells Helen that a kid was maimed inside when Candyman castrated him with his hook. Helen, ever the brave skeptic, heads inside the bathroom and finds some stinky sweets on the wall. Fun fact, the gross excrement there was made of chocolate and ginger biscuits by makeup artist Bob Keane.
That's
Helen
sick.
follows an arrow on the wall in a stall to discover a toilet full of bees. Buzz. While she's taking pictures of that pea hive, a man in a trench coat enters. And don't look now, but he's got a hook in his hand. Whoa, and a whole crew? I didn't know Candyman rolled so deep. Helen tries to talk her way out of this situation, but in this case, her luck has finally run out.
I hear you looking for Candyman, bitch. Well, you found him.
Helen is beaten, mostly off screen, and discovered by Jake in the bathroom before the scene cuts away with some excellent comedic editing.
We're here looking for Candyman, bitch.
Step back.
Great cut there, probably the funniest moment of the movie. Helen, whose eye is looking real nasty, successfully picks her assailant out of the lineup, and with her bruised eyewitness testimony, this dude Detective Valento is
That
finally
nigga
able to
fucked
put
her
the criminal
eye up.
away. The police are happy about that, since this guy's the
See,
one who's
he
been
killed
calling himself
everybody.
Candyman and who murdered Ruthie Jean after
That
climbing through
nigga
her
booking
medicine
any and
cabinet. With the man behind
everything.
the moniker arrested, Helen tells Jake that he has nothing left to worry about because Candyman isn't actually real, he was just a myth being used as a cover story.
Candyman ain't real?
No.
A few days later, after Helen gets her camera film back from Bernadette, she has an unexpected visitor in the parking garage.
Helen. Nigga, that shit is terrifying.
Oh snap! It's
Grant,
finally
what are you doing if that nigga Candyman get to calling your name, Fuzz? What would you do? Like, I'm actually shitting myself, bro. No. He got that
nearly halfway into this
demon-made
movie,
voice.
we're treated to the arrival of the actual motherfucking Candyman.
I came for you.
Oh,
He said,
and
"I
with that dope-ass
believe."
Trench coat, courtesy of costume designer Leonard Pollock.
He gonna be
There's
like,
no
"Wait,
way
I
Helen can
believe."
Turn down that proposal. Candyman walks towards her, admonishing her for doubting his existence and making her cry with nothing more than the power of his voice. Well, and his devilish good looks.
Be my victim.
Not a problem, man. You don't have to ask me twice.
Be my victim.
Yeah, no, I'm all down for it, dude. How could anyone say no to you? I mean, maybe if they've got a major bee phobia, then things could get a little dodgy, I guess.
More
Helen's reaction
accurately,
to
that
the
nigga
Candyman was
Candyman
filmed in a
actually
pretty unorthodox way.
super
Bernard
attractive.
Rose knew he didn't want Helen Lyle to scream at the sight of him, since that was so cliche and also, according to him, kind of obnoxious.
It's very annoying to watch people screaming. And it's a fucking horrible noise, too.
Instead, he wanted her to be completely transfixed by the Candyman. And to achieve such an enraptured appearance, Rose took Virginia Madsen to an actual hypnotist. Despite her initial
No, I'm
skepticism,
playing. I
it
said
ended up
that.
working on her.
The next thing I know, I'm having this conversation with the hypnotist, and at some point, I realized that my arm was like this, and I have no conscious memory of putting my arm up. And I was like, no, that's super creepy. Let's do it again.
And so, for any shot where Madsen looks completely out of it, chances are she was actually hypnotized, since the hypnotist gave Rose a word to use on set whenever they needed Helen to fall under Candyman's spell. It was one of many eccentric things Rose did during production, and it's sometimes
they
Madsen
too
feeling
deep,
very
bro. They
disoriented.
tunnel
Once he
vision
would
as
start
fuck. I'm not
hypnotizing
gonna
me,
have
I
a
was
nigga
not very
actually
aware of my
hypnotize me.
surroundings. I really couldn't see the crew. I could see the lights, and all the lights became very, very blurry because my pupils would be dilated.
Like, what if you have
and
an
pretty much
actual
the only thing I
nightmare
could
with
hear
this nigga Candyman?
was Bernard.
Eventually, after a day of shooting that she was unable to recall in any way, she decided to call it quits on the technique.
By the end of it, I was like, you know what? I can't do it anymore, Bernard. Don't come near me with that look on your face, because I'm not going under.
Helen apparently passes out from Candyman's aura since she wakes up on a bathroom floor covered in a jacket and lots of blood. But don't worry, Helen, it's not your blood. It's just the blood of Anne-Marie's dog over there. Helen stupidly picks up the bloody cleaver on the ground and follows Anne-Marie's screams into a bedroom, where she finds her rocking an empty, bloody crib. Anne-Marie sees and attacks Helen, assuming her to have kidnapped baby Anthony. Helen's able to defend herself with that cleaver, but she's looking like quite the aggressor when the police come in and break up the fight. Helen is arrested and taken to the police station to get processed by a cop played by Rusty Schwimmer. Previously,
That
seen on
whole
the kill
scene
count
was
as both the
disturbing as
angry
fuck.
diner owner in Jason Goes to Hell and the sweet secretary of John Gallagher Jr. in the Belko Experiment. The king of cartoons tells Helen that she's under arrest for attacking
And what happened in
Marie,
that
killing
scene?
her dog.
Did this nigga possess her to do something so crazy and take the baby and hide the baby? Or did he kill the dog and shit and hide the baby? Because I can't remember if he killed the baby or if he hid it. But I think he hid the baby. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure he had her do all that shit. It's been a while since I watched this one.
Kidnapping her baby. Trevor's not home when she calls him around 3 a.m., but he does pick her up the next morning and takes her back home where they talk to her lawyer.
Now, they haven't charged you because they think they'll find the body.
Oh, what? The baby body? I know where it is. It's hanging
Mind
out in
you,
the
her
B
husband
building.
ain't been in the
Helen
movie
doesn't know that
majority
yet,
of the
though,
time,
so she's
and
unable to
been doing
provide any
bullshit.
info that would make her seem less guilty and or crazy. Trevor steps out to pick something up from work. Yeah, okay. And Helen passes
You
the
want me
time
to
by
with
drilling, smoking, and
some
looking at a
food?
slideshow of the
Grant,
pictures from her camera.
stop
In one
talking
of them,
about
she sees
Futa,
Candyman.
bro.
No, not the cool mural of him. The actual motherfucker himself. You sure this is a good time to look into that Candyman portal, Helen? Who knows what could happen? Oh shit, that could happen. That scare was actually a legit one, since Bernard Rose sprung it on Virginia Madsen by surprise.
Still kind of mad about it.
Tony Todd, knowing it would scare her, didn't want to participate, and after Rose convinced him to do it anyway, he ended up apologizing profusely to Madsen.
And then, of course, he felt so terrible that I was really scared. But it's all right, Tony.
Helen runs out of her apartment and finds Candyman waiting for her in the hallway.
Believe in me. Be my victim.
She runs back inside
That
her
nigga literally
apartment, only to
forcing
find him
her
there,
to
too,
believe.
standing right behind her. He scolds Helen to the ground for ruining the legend of Candyman.
Your disbelief destroyed the faith of my congregation. Without them, I am nothing.
And to make people believe in him again, he's threatening to kill her. Though, on the bright side, he does say it'll make her immortal. You could do worse on a deal with death. During their
Did you know that you can have permanent teeth in just 24 hours? That's
The
right.
lore in this shit
Only 24 hours and your new
hits so
smile is
different.
ready. And with affordable payment options.
Am I fucking bro?
negotiation,
Do I have like some mini
Bernadette
scissors
shows up at
here?
Helen's
'Cause
apartment. She hears Helen crying and comes in to help her, only to find Candyman waiting for her behind the door. The actual kill takes place off screen, but after Trevor comes home to find Helen with a knife in her hand, we do see Bernadette's body being handled by cops.
kept
Helen
setting
is
her up.
arrested
He
for
was
her best
fucking her
friend's
up.
murder, and as she's driven to a psych ward, Candyman talks inside her head and tells her how awesome it is to be a legendary ghost. She should totally try it sometime. Helen is strapped to a bed and left alone, which is when Candyman pays her another
Nigga
visit,
said you should
floating over
totally
her
try
like a
it
beautiful, graceful swan. A candy swan. And now he's gone, hidden under the bed like so many monsters, before the hospital staff injects Helen with some calming drugs. Meanwhile, over in Cabrini Green, baby Anthony is being given some much better treatment. Look, he's got all the honey he could ever want. Helen awakens and is taken to see a psychologist named Dr. Burke, who's got some pretty surprising news for her.
Now, for the past month.
Month?
Yes.
We've been stabilizing you on a heavy dosage of Thorazine.
Whoa, what? She's been committed for a full damn turn of the moon already? He plays her a video from the night she was admitted, which shows her yelling at nothing, even though we all saw Candyman planking on her midair.
I don't understand.
Me neither, Helen. Has Candyman been a figment of your imagination all along? I mean, if he was, I totally get it, girl. She asserts her sanity and says she can prove it by calling for Candyman in the mirror. 5 utterances later, she gets to say I told you so when Candyman's hook emerges from Dr. Burke's torso. This kill is the major difference between this movie's rated R and unrated versions, which you may have been able to tell due to the change in film stock quality. It's weird though. I don't think there's anything too ridiculously heinous here.
This nigga is a gruesome killer. He put that motherfucking hook all the way up his back.
Straight up yeets himself out the window. Fuck, I love that crazy
dog.
ass
He
guy.
put that bitch all the way up his back and did it to him.
Bangs on the locked door. Helen hops out onto the windowsill and makes her way into the neighboring room, where she knocks out a nurse and robs her of her clothes. Yeah, dude, that's really happening right now. With her scrubby disguise, Helen escapes the hospital and runs wee all the way home, right into a freshly painted apartment. And boy, is that color hideous. Who would have ever chosen that bubblegum trash? Oh, Stacy. That makes sense.
Get out of my home.
Oh man, that girl just straight crumpled. Yo, Trevor, you see that shit? Where you at, dog?
What's the matter, sweetie pie? Did you make another little boo-boo?
This nigga got a whole new woman because she was crazy
Helen
as fuck.
uses her rage to terrify Trevor and Stacy and tells them that the color they picked is a tragedy. Fuck yo walls. She's angry and threatening only for a minute though, before she realizes just how screwed she is thanks to Candyman's gaslighting.
It's over.
Yeah, pretty much, Helen. Ain't no one or nothing left for you in this city.
All you have left is my desire for you.
Well, except that. At least you still have that. She returns to Cabrini Green and enters the abandoned murder apartment so she can climb back through the bathroom mirror and see what the Candyman has waiting for her. Ooh, some candles. That's nice. Oh, and a hook. Probably could have guessed that. She climbs up to another floor and finds herself in Candyman's lair, a pad with high ceilings and exposed I-beams that was created by production designer Jane Ann Stewart. Inside this lair, filled with church-like murals of our favorite B-boy, done by graffiti artist Kelly
Made him a
Decker,
black hero
Helen
is kinda
strangely
crazy.
finds the Candyman taking a little snooze. Wait, isn't that guy a ghost? Do ghosts need to sleep? What do ghosts even dream of? Haunted sheep? She goes to hook herself a big one, but he wakes up right as she sticks him in the neck. And that ain't about to stop the Candyman. Not when he's so excited about Helen coming to visit him, even if it is mostly for the sake of baby Anthony.
Surrender to me now, and he shall be unharmed.
They have a romantic spin around, which originally lasted a lot longer and included Helen declaring her love for the Candyman. But apparently the studio made them cut it because of concerns over interracial romance.
It took 2 minutes out of that scene, and we got word that the studio was a little afraid of the interracial context. They were okay with
Niggas are
tall
scared
black
of seeing
man
a
covered
black
with
woman,
bees, but
a
when-
black
when
man
it
with a
came to
white
kiss or something like that, it was a little bit too risque.
Ever hear of Loving v. Virginia? Helen faints and Candyman scoops her up in a tripod stance, then walks her across the room while reciting some very Clive Barker-esque dialogue.
The pain, I can assure you, will be exquisite.
As exquisite as the pain is going to be, he says their deaths are about to be even doper, since afterward they'll be talked about as legends by everyone in their congregation. Sounds cool, Candyman, but maybe slow your roll with that hook, huh? What kind of girl do you think Helen is? Maybe the kind of girl who's into bees? In that case, here's a chest full of bees. And a mouthful of bees? What? This infamous bee scene was filmed with live bees thanks to bee wrangler Dr. Norman Gary.
Obviously,
Gary
it's
built an
filmed by
apiary
live
on the
bees,
roof
we
of
can
the
tell.
studio so they could use bees that were younger than 24 hours old, since baby bees don't have fully developed stingers and are less likely to sting. That proved very necessary for Virginia Madsen, who turns out was super allergic to bee venom, and so paramedics were required to stand by on set just in case she got stung. She didn't, thankfully,
demon for
possibly
being on this
because
fucking
Dr.
set.
Gary developed a queen bee pheromone. Not only was it used to get the bees to go where they wanted, it also helped placate them. As for Tony Todd, for the mouth bees, he wore a dental plate built by effects artist Mark Coulier to keep the bees from crawling around too much, although it didn't work 100% of the time.
He said he could feel one of the bees had got behind the sheet of latex that I put in the mouth, and he could feel it crawling towards the back of his throat as he was delivering the take, and then when they cut, we just got everything out there and he was spitting bees out. And, yeah, it was pretty intense.
He did get stung once or twice by the mouth bees.
I guess some of them didn't like being in Tony's mouth.
But most
Yuri,
of
what
the
do you
26
mean
or
I gotta do
27
this?
stings he suffered during production of all 3 Candyman films happened on his chest, as the bees reacted negatively to the prosthetic design by Hellraiser effects artist Gary J. Tunnicliffe. And in case anyone was worried about the well-being of the bees, the ASPCA was on set while they shot this scene, and Dr. Gary cleaned them all up afterwards with a harmless and hilarious bee vacuum. Candyman.
So many fucking ads.
Birthday
Holy
party.
shit, bro. I'm never getting YouTube Premium either until I'm like rich, bro. That shit costs like $20. I'm good.
Man takes baby
How that
Anthony
shit more
away
than
and leaves
Netflix.
Helen to wake up to a bunch of invisible bees and a message painted on the wall.
It was always you, Helen.
She a go.
It was always you.
I feel like that statement is up to interpretation, but I've always thought of it as
Hellraiser
Helen
was so
being some
fire.
sort of spiritual reincarnation of the woman Candyman loved and died for. That, or he's just gaslighting her more. Who knows? She hears baby Anthony cry and follows his wails outside, where she hears that they're coming from that garbage heap. Another creation of production designer Jane Ann Stewart, who had the city of Chicago truck in a bunch of trash for them to build into a giant heap with safe tunnels in it. The tunnels were necessary since Helen is about to climb inside in an effort to save baby Anthony, using that hook to help hoist her up the hill. Inside Cabrini Green, Jakey awakees and looks out the window to see a hook descend into the trash heap.
He's here.
So while Helen inches her way closer to the baby she's trying to save, Jake, thinking Candyman's inside the trash heap, enlists some other Cabrini Green residents to douse it all in gasoline while more amazing Philip Glass music plays.
I'm coming.
Fucking burn the baby alive.
Right as she reaches the baby, they light the torches up so they can burn them. They light the heap ablaze and Candyman grabs Helen from behind, intending to hold her captive long enough for all of them to burn together and become a legendary ghost family.
Our bones will soon be ashes, and we shall never be separated again.
Helen breaks free of Candyman's power by grabbing a flaming stake and stabbing him in the bee chest with it. While he thrashes around angrily, she crawls away with the baby, and although a falling beam lights her on fire on the way out, she does manage to escape against Candyman's wishes.
That shit fucked her up.
See, I would, but, I've got to get my hair fire put out. You understand, right? Helen and her weird melty head prosthetic are able to get the baby to Anne-Marie as Candyman succumbs to the flames. And yes, I know he's a ghost who already died before, but this seems like another kind of death for him. I mean, the dude turned into a bunch of fire bees right there, and there's clearly a charred body left in his place. That's gotta count for something, right? But Candyman isn't the only victim of this fire. Helen succumbs to her wounds as well, as revealed in a funeral scene that sees her buried. Damn, Trevor, you really about to bring your new boo to your wife's funeral? That's tacky as fuck. At first, it appears as though Helen's funeral could actually use the attendance padding, but her handful of grievers are joined by a procession of Cabrini Green residents, headed by Anne-Marie carrying baby Anthony, and Jake dressed up looking like a little candy boy. They're there, I
thought she
think,
was
because
a
they're
villain
Helen's
damn
congregation now. And as a way of saying thank you for everything she did, Jake drops Candyman's hook into her grave. A denouement shows Trevor moping around at home, apparently already bored with his new paramour. Yeah, dude, you should have appreciated Helen while you had her. Now you're stuck with a college student who doesn't know the first thing about knife safety. Come on, Stacy, never cut meat when you're angry. Trevor sobs Helen's name into the mirror a few times, and although the first one is really hard to hear, he does say her name 5 times. After which, well, you know. Flashing lights warning, by the way, because Helen's jump scare is full of needlessly strobing lights. Helen, the candy woman, kills Trevor with the murder weapon she's inherited, a gnarly bloody hook. And boy does she love doing it! Flashing lights are over now, because all that's left to see here is Trevor's bloody corpse as discovered by Stacy, who very inconveniently has a knife in her hand. The movie ends with credits that play over a new painting hanging up in Cabrini Green, a portrait of Helen as a fire-haired myth. Like Candyman promised, she will now live forever. How many people did Candyman have be his victim? Let's find out and buzz our way to the number. What is it? Was it? No, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah! Ah! There were 6 victims in Candyman, consisting of 3 women and 3 men. Although one of the women was just in a story being told, and one of the men was like a ghost or something? I don't know. With a runtime of 99 minutes, that left us with a kill on average every 16 and a half minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Dr. Burke, since his kill goes on for the longest and involves the most visible hookage. Plus, doesn't hurt that it was followed by that sweet backwards window dive. Doll Machete for lamest kill will go to Bernadette, because the act itself happens off screen, and the body afterward has some weird looking makeup. And that's it. Candyman came out in 1992, and in my opinion, it doesn't get the respect it deserves, not only as a good horror movie, but as a good film in general. It's also nice to know that it's fondly remembered by seemingly everyone involved.
Making Candyman was one of the best experiences that I had. I'm so proud to have been in it because it's such a good movie.
I love Candyman. I'm pretty sure that at this point, Candyman will be in the first 3 lines of my obituary, and I have no problem with that.
We'll look at the first of its 2 sequels next week. But until then, I'm James A. Janice. This has been The Kill Count. Thanks a lot for watching this Kill Count. I want to thank a bunch of patrons like Cody Laws, Alexandria Rainwater, Shadow Wesker, aka David Morrison, David Coons, Steve Dory, and Jason Pari. I forgot to mention it during the Descents Kill Count, but I got a new camera. I'm shooting in 4K, baby. The video's not uploaded in 4K, but I'll get to it one day. Thanks, everyone. Be good people.
I'm gonna catch y'all boys later because I'm tired of shit, bro.
Hi, I'm Brett.
And I'm Jonathan. This is Darla.
Let me pause it actually. I'm gonna catch y'all later, man. I love y'all. W stream. I might not be on stream tomorrow because I won't be home. Maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, W stream.